Hello, everyone. It is the Muddy Puddle Squad here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're going to be talking about Shigechiyo Izumi. There is a lot of controversy along with Shigechiyo Izumi and how old he really was. So if you guys don't know who Shigechiyo Izumi is, and before I start this video, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. It looks like Shigechiyo, so I'm just gonna call him Shigechiyo. I think I'll just refer to him by his last name Izumi. So if you guys don't know who Shigechiyo Izumi is, he was once considered the oldest man ever validated by Guinness, and he lived to the age of 120 years and 237 days. But since then, like in the 2010s, his case was changed from validated to disputed / plausible, as there was some controversy about how old he really was. So that starts out. So he claimed to have been born in 1865, and he died in 1986, again at the age of 120 years and 237 days. But there was another birth certificate of another Shigechiyo Izumi in the same Japanese province from 1880. So they're not quite sure which year he was born, 1865 or 1880. As of right now, the oldest man ever validated by Guinness World Records is Jerome Kimura, who lived 116 years and 54 days, and is the oldest documented man that is partially validated is Anísio Alves from Brazil, who lived 116 years and 229 days. I did my research on this, so it was kind of hard remembering all that stuff, but I did do my research on these cases. So that would mean that Mr. Izumi here would be over 4 years older than the second oldest documented man, documented / partially validated. So this is a really, really interesting case, as there is some evidence that supports Mr. Izumi's age, and there's some evidence that kind of goes against it, like the second Mr. Izumi, who was born in 1880. Again, they're not sure exactly which one it was. A way to prove that this Izumi here was indeed 120 was if somebody were to be able to find the death certificate of the other Izumi and prove that the 1880 born Izumi died in a different year than our 1865 born Izumi. Yeah, it's very confusing. It's a very confusing case. That's why researchers have been on this case for like years. This isn't not an easy case to solve. And as of today, July 15th, 2023, unfortunately, there has not been a death certificate of the 1880 born Izumi. No death certificate of that Izumi has been found. So yeah, there's also another certificate from our 1865 born Izumi, because he claimed to have, at the age of 7, started working in a sugar mill in 1872. So if somebody can also find that certificate, that would also really, really strongly support his case, as, how could the 1880 born Izumi have worked in a sugar mill in the 1870s? I mean, he wouldn't have even been born, right? So again, there's some evidence that supports his case, and there's evidence that does not support his case. Personally, I'm going to go with, from the evidence that I found, I personally think his case is true. That's what I personally think. But again, it's a mess. It's a mess. So we're going to go ahead and go look at some pictures. As you guys can see, here's a picture of Mr. Izumi. As you can see, his eyes, the whites of his eyes are kind of like a grayish red, which I've observed to be a sign only found in people of extreme old age. I've never seen that in anybody like under 110 before. So I personally think he was 120. I mean, look at his eyes. His eyes look really, really old. I mean, you can see he looks very old. He looks older than 105 years, in my opinion. as you can see other pictures, as he looks very old. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Shigechiyo Izumi is the only man above the age of 117 that is actually considered plausible by Guinness. Unfortunately, the certificates that needed to be found. I don't know how to say that, but the certificates. Yeah, let me say that again. The certificates that need to be found may never actually be able to be discovered because those certificates are almost 150 years old. So unfortunately, the certificates that need to prove his age may never be found, and his age may never be fully validated. But Guinness still considers him to be plausible. So yeah. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about this case. Anyway, thanks guys for checking out this video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope to see all of you guys in my next one. Later.